What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's lesson we're going to be creating a sketch illustration of the Mandalorian helmet. Now if this is your first time visiting my channel or watching a sketch tutorial, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button because I'm posting new sketch lessons every single week. Now the first thing we want to do is create a guideline down the center of our page. So I'm going to use a side grip. Using the flat edge of my pencil, I'm going to lightly sketch in a vertical line. Starting from the very top, come down all the way down towards the bottom of our page. Now this line is going to help us create a symmetrical drawing. And then we're going to create a straight line going across from left to right, right in the center. And it really doesn't matter how wide we go. Just go across and out towards the right. And we want to create a half circle along the top of this line. Now to make sure that this is the center point, we're going to move over towards the left side, start with a hash line. Now to measure the distance from the side to the center, we use our pencil. So measuring up with a tip and using our thumb and index finger to measure out the center, we'll move this over towards the right side. Now here, just using my finger to guide this, draw another hash line over on the right. We also want to match the height of the half circle with the length along the side. So again, we're going to measure the side and go up towards the top and we'll draw another hash line. Now we're going to go back over to the left and draw our half circle. So we're going to go up. Now we're just going to aim towards that center hash line and then come back down along the right side. Now we want to locate the bottom of the helmet. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure the top down towards the center line. Line up the tip of my pencil towards that center point. Now right here we're going to add a hash line. Now I take the halfway distance between the center and that line, so right here, and just extend it along the bottom. We'll just draw another hash line along the bottom. Now we're going to draw a straight line going across the bottom of the helmet. Let's go back up to the side of the half circle and draw a straight line coming down towards the bottom. Now we can start blocking in some details. We're going to start with the top edge of the visor first. So from this line, we're going to step down, sketch a straight line going across. From the end, we're going to step in, draw a short line coming down on either side. Now the bottom of the visor angles down and in. So we'll start on the left. Just going to come down and in, right towards that center line. And we're going to go up towards the right. Now the inside edge of the visor comes down in an angle. So we'll start over on the left side and come down with a straight line and a slight angle towards the bottom line. Now we want to match up this distance over on the right. So right here, come down an angle towards the bottom. And then from the bottom we're going to step up, draw a short angle line coming down and out towards the left. We'll line this up on the right and do the same thing. Now we're going to go back up towards the outside of the helmet. We're going to step down. We're going to draw a curve coming in. Now I'm just going to bend this down towards that bottom point. In and then down. Now we're going to take this curve and flip it over on the right. So we're going to line this up over here, curve in, and then down towards the bottom. Now let's move back up and draw on the bottom edge of the facet. So right here we're going to angle down and in, aiming towards this point, but we're not going to go all the way. Let's come down to right about there. We'll do the same thing on the right side, aiming down towards this point. Now at the bottom we're going to curve in and blend into this bottom curve. Now we want to line up this point over on the right side. So go over, curve in, and then bend that down. Now we want to locate the outside corner of the helmet. So on the left side, we're going to step up, start with a hash line. We're going to line this up over on the right side and do the same thing. And then from the outside, we're going to draw a straight angle line going up towards this point. We'll do the same thing over on the right. Let's round out the bottom of the helmet. Starting back over on the left, I'm going to curve down and then in towards the bottom. Let's move all the way up to the top and add that strip along the center. So from that center point, we're going to step out towards the left, draw a straight line coming down, do the same thing on the right. I want to make sure that this gap here is the same as we have on the left. And then from the ends, we're going to draw a short angle line coming down and in, and we'll close off the bottom with a straight line. We're going to add another trim above this line. So we're going to step up, draw another line going in behind that strip in the center. We'll continue over on the right side. Let's add a trim in the center. We'll find the halfway point between the line on the side and that center point. Draw another line coming down. We're not going to go all the way down. Stop right about there. We'll do the same thing on the right. And we're going to close off the bottom with a straight line. Now let's move out and draw the detail on the side of the helmet. From this top line, we're going to extend this out on both sides. And then from the bottom line here, draw another straight line going out on both sides. Now I just want to close off the end. From this side of the head, we're going to go out, draw a straight line coming down. And we're going to match this up on the right side. And then from this bottom corner, we're going to step in, draw a straight line coming down. Now, as we come down towards this hash line, we're just going to pull this straight in towards that side. Now let's move our page to center our drawing. Now that we created the base proportions of our drawing, we're going to go in and erase some of these guidelines. Now when we move back down and just close off the bottom of the helmet, right in the middle, from left to right, we're going to draw a straight line going across, and we can go in and erase this bottom area. Now I'm going to go in with the tip of my pencil and start detailing out the contours of our drawing. Now to protect my drawing from any smudges, I'm going to use a separate piece of paper just directly underneath my hand. I'm also going to round out the top of the center strip. I also want to give this strip a little bit of shape, so along the side we're just going to bump this out and pull that back in. And then we'll go and start shaping out the side hinges. Now the next step is to add some light and shadow across our drawing. Now I can imagine that the light's coming from the top left across the character. So we're going to add the highlights along the top edge and drop the shadow along the bottom right. So let's start with the top of the head first. Starting from the bottom corner, we're going to lightly sketch in a curve, going up, in behind that strip in the center, continue up on the right side towards the top of the head. Now before we shade this bottom area in, I want to add a rim light along the right side. So at the bottom, we step in, just trace that same curve of the head, going across and up. Now we want to shade in this bottom area, but we're going to start in the center. Start with the flat edge of our pencil, we're going to work our way out. So starting darker, and we're just going to blend this out as you get towards this line. We'll do the same thing over on the right. And we don't want to shade inside this rim light area. So we're going to make it a little bit darker along the center. And then on the outside, we're just going to fade this out, just blending it out along the outer edge. I also want to add some shading on the right side of this strip. So we're going to start out here, start a little bit darker, and then blend it out as you get towards the center. I also want to add a little bit of reflection along the outside. So we start from the top, just going to shade along the outside perimeter, and then just fade it out as we come down towards the bottom. Let's fill in these two areas on the side of the head. And then we're lightly going to shade in the bottom section. I'm also going to add a shadow along the inside. I'm just going to blend this out. Now we're going to go in a little bit darker and shade in this area. And we'll do the same thing along this side here. And then we're going to add a medium shade in this area and along the side on the right. Now I want to give this bottom panel a little curved effect. So we're starting on the outside, we're going to shade this in and blend it out as we come in towards the center. And we're shading this in an angle. And we'll do the same thing over on the right. So starting out light and getting a bit darker as we go to the outside. Now along this strip on the side, we're going to start off dark at the top and then just blend it out as we come down towards the bottom. And we'll do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to add a curved reflection along the front of the face. So start on the left side. From the top, we're going to just draw a short guideline coming along the side. So leave a little strip of highlight. And then from here, we're going to start to shade this in, and we're going to blend this out as we come in. And we're going to do the same thing over on the right, leaving a strip along the side. And we'll start to shade that in, and then fade that out as we come in. Now let's go in and darken in the visor. We start with a light reflection over on the left side. So we're just going to shade this area in. And now right here, we're just going to draw a hard line coming straight down. Let's fill this area in dark. Now I want to go back to this glare and just darken up the outside. So we start really dark on the left side and then just blend it out as we come in. And in the final step, I'm going to go back in and start tightening up these lines and darkening up my shadows. And as we get closer to the end, I'm going to add a few more details and clean up my drawing with my eraser. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's a sketch illustration of a Mandalorian helmet. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.